Welcome to the design guide for the new responsive wallpaper ad unit. Now the responsive wallpaper unit is very similar, it's almost identical to the standard wallpaper. The only difference is, in essence, you're creating 3 different sized wallpaper units into one ad. You'll notice here in step 1 media you've got image 1, 2, and 3 that you're going to upload. 3 different sizes depending on the different sizes that are necessary for your particular responsive layout. So we'll start here by previewing, and what you'll see is when we expand the window, in this case to our largest version, you'll see the wallpaper on either side. In this case we've created an image that's 1950 pixels wide by 1050 tall. Obviously the sizing is up to you and your site, but here would be your site content in the middle. And for a responsive layout, as I shrink the window, there's going to be different breakpoints that I configure inside the settings. So in this case my breakpoint happens at just over 1300 pixels wide. So in this case my second image is 1300 pixels wide by 1050 tall. So here's my second responsive image. And my third one happens at 1050 pixels wide. Now these are just happen to be defaults that are in the system. Obviously I'm going to show you how to configure all these, but in essence you're creating 3 different images and uploading them for the different appropriate sizes for your responsive layout. And again, as I expand the window, the different sizes will pop in here. So first step, as always, would be to upload your 3 different images here, 1, 2, 3. Next step is for colors. Again, background color, really you're going to be more concerned with the test mode, making sure your hit areas are configured properly at the end. When it comes to excuse me, click-through URLs, there's still 4 hit areas as always. Most people use 2, basically 1 for the right rail, 1 for the left. If you wanted to add a second hit area on the right and left, you could do that. But basically there's only 4 different hit areas because they're going to be the same click-throughs for each of the responsive sizes. So it makes it easy. Just you know, a left and a right is typically all you're going to put in here. Now in step 4 settings, you're going to start out with the first size image. It could either start with your smallest or your largest. In this case we've started with the smallest, and we've said, in essence, what are your breakpoints? Where does this window resize to a different layout? In this case we said, you know, responsive minimum of 1 pixel all the way up to 979 pixels is where our first breakpoint is. So you can see here, basically once I get over 979 pixels, and I made this image 1050 just to cover. So if you make your image a little wider than the breakpoint, that's okay. That just is going to overflow and not be shown, but it makes sure you get at least 979 pixels wide for your image you're uploading. I say, you know, might as well make it a little bigger just to err on the side of caution, so that you never get any white space here on the edge. But basically at 979 pixels, once I hit 980, it's going to pop now into my second image and size. So first image up to 979 pixels wide is where it breaks. Activate responsive 1 hit area 1. The answer is yes. So basically this is configuring your hit area for the right and left hand side. In this case I've made the hit area 135 by 1050 in terms of width and height, and then I give it my offset. So just like you do for your standard wallpaper, you're going to figure out how many pixels to the right do you need to push that. In this case it's 396 by 0 offset vertically. And then if I come to the bottom here and activate test mode, this will now turn on my hit areas, so I can make sure that now I can see my hit area 1 in this case for my smallest sized image is lining up perfectly with the left. And then you'll do the same thing, or excuse me, with the right, and you'll do the same thing with the left hand rail here. So coming back up to my responsive area, hit area 1, horizontal and vertical offset. I've activated hit area 2. it's the same size, 135 by 1050, and in this case I'm going to go negative because I want this left-hand hit area to be on the left-hand side, so I'm going to move it off the center line, 531 pixels in this case, to the left so that it matches up with the left-hand edge of my image. And again, you preview to make sure that those images are lined up, or the hit areas are lined up properly with the edges of your imagery. So in this case, I could activate a third hit area, but I'm not going to, or a fourth hit area for the first image size. I'm not going to in this case. And then I scroll down till I get to setting 23, which is now responsive 2. This is now your second image. The minimum pixel and maximum pixel value. Again, what's your breakpoint for that second hit area, or excuse me, that second responsive layout? And in this case, once I get over 979 pixels, it's going to pop to my second hit area. In this case, I've made this image 1300 pixels wide by 1050, and the same settings apply. My max value is if I get over 1199 in this case, or to 1200 pixels, that's when it's going to pop into the third or largest layout. Activate responsive hit area 2. Again, I'm going to set up one for the right and one for the left. So hit area 1 I'll make on the right hand side. This will be, in this case, 153 pixels, the hit area itself, wide by 1050 tall. And I'm going to move that 497 pixels to the right to make that line up with the right-hand column image. Again, 0 is my vertical offset. I'm going to activate hit area 2, make that the same size, 153 wide by 1050 tall. And again, I'm going to move that negative, in this case, 650 pixels, so that the left-hand edge of the hit area lines up with the left-hand edge of the picture you've uploaded. And again, same thing, I could add a third and a fourth hit area here to that second image, but I'm not going to. So there's hit area 3, hit area 4, no. And then finally, come down here to setting 45, and this is my responsive 3 minimum and maximum. So at this point, I'm basically saying anything over 1200 pixels all the way up to 5,000 pixels. That's just to ensure that every browser, you're not going to lose it if it gets too big. So you might as well put a big high number in there. In this case, same thing. Activate my hit areas for the right and left hand side. So hit area 1, I'm going to make it on the right. In this case, I've made it 378 pixels wide by 1050 tall. I'm bumping the hit area 597 pixels to the right with a 0 vertical offset. And then I'm activating hit area 2, yes, and again 378 by 1050, and I'm making that negative 975 so that it matches and marries the left-hand edge of my largest image. And then again, I could activate hit area 3, which I'm not going to here, hit area 4, and finally, using fixed positions, we found that turning that on can potentially overwrite the CSS for certain sites, so we've defaulted that to no. We would leave that alone if we were you. You can try it if you like, but no seems to work. And then again, test mode here at the bottom just lets you preview your ad in all the different sizes with the hit areas, in this case, in green overlaid. So that's how the responsive template works. You really only need to generate this ad code once, drop it into your ad server, whether it's DFP or other. As if the ad server is asking you for multiple positions, you can add the same ad code in there, but ideally you just have one ad code that's pulling for all different sizes. If you have any questions, as always, call us at 866-467-2289.